University.
Jackson, tell them to straighten that out a little bit. Yeah, cool. That'll work. Yeah, we see your face.
There you go.
I can see your face. Huh?
I wanted the trophy yesterday.
Got Southern University, Chris Hyder, head coach Roman Banks, and Traylon Banks. His team they'll await their fate, of course, Monday night selection show to figure out where they're headed. Coach, you can open it up with a statement.
Well, you know, once again, we want to say congratulations. We thought that Jackson State gave us a battled contest. They are very physical and strong. We know that Coach Brent do a good job with his team, and that team going to be tough. They got most of those guys coming back down the stretch, so they'll be a very tough basketball team. And they gave us a great fight. And unfortunately, with these guys sitting next to me and the other guys, the other 12 guys in the locker room, they had a desire and a not willing to quit type attitude, and they kept playing. They kept playing. A little tired. We fought real tough this week, but they sucked it up, a couple of deep breaths at times out, and they kept their demeanor and they kept the calmness about themselves. And, you know, these two guys, along with Rogers, really been the heartbeat of our team. These two guys next to me really, you know, at the end of the day, they always guarding the best players on the offensive end, and then I ask them to do a lot. And they don't get caught up in no numbers. They don't get a lot of accolades, but they know they the heartbeat and the pulse of this team. And they don't have to score a whole lot of points to help us win a ball game. It's different things they do every night. And about tonight, Traylon made Rogers couldn't get going, and like he always do, he stepped in and made big shots. And Hyder made plays from a defensive perspective all the way to an offensive perspective. And in that team, in that locker room, I've been through a lot, and they deserve this victory, and we're really appreciative for it.
Questions?
Coach A.D. Moore, Houston Defender. Coach, you alluded to it after Texas Southern game of what the transition of what these guys have been through for just sticking with you. Now that you've reached this fruition, this point now, what are your emotions, and with the players just sort of, you know, give us their opinion on how it feels right now to get to this point of the promised land, to that part of the mountain?
Is that for me or for them?
Both of them.
Well, for me, you know, it's really gratifying for these guys, and basically the two foundation guys. They both came in as freshmen, Hyder first, and then Traylon followed up, to believe, you know, they came to Southern for this. And I never knew if they were going to get this opportunity to play in postseason play. And, you know, this is going into my 5th season, and we only had that opportunity one time, and that's been pretty tough. And for these guys to never waver, never to doubt, Coach, we with you, come to practice every day, workouts, get the other guys up, you know, is very gratifying and just rewarding to know that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Coach Ken Rashad, HBCU Sports. Talk about that last shot that Middleton took for Jackson State that seemed to just hang on that rim forever.
The guy just told me, you know, if they didn't, they believe in the basketball gods now. I talk about them all the time. You know, we've been talking about it, you know, all this season. Man, when we going to win, the basketball gods going to bless us, because we've been nailed at the buzzer. Some people done banked some shots in, and I guess it's all for this moment. That one bounced our way, because he definitely had a great look, and we are thankful that we end up getting an offensive rebound, the defensive rebound actually.
Dealing with the junior V College Sports Report, to the two players who didn't get a chance to express themselves a few minutes ago about where you all are mentally as far as now getting to the promised land and just waiting on a phone call for both players.
I mean, it's a sweet moment. Sweet moment. This is what we work for all season. You know, all the workouts, getting up early, track. You know, like my dad said, a couple balls ain't bounced our way early in the season, and we just kept the course. You know, and we came out, and it worked for us today. It's a sweet moment right now. Sweet moment.
I'm really not even just thinking about that right now. I'm just enjoying this win, because it could have went the other way, but tonight it went our way, and probably tomorrow or after tomorrow we can think about what we got to do in the tournament and whoever we get.
He well coached. You know, I always say enjoy for 24 hours, so he said the right thing.
Roman, do you feel like over these last 3 days, y'all recaptured what this program has been about for the last 5 years, the way y'all played these last 3 games?
No question about it. You know, when we went through our stretch and we lost a couple of games, and I told those guys that, you know, we didn't play bad, but we didn't play good enough to win some of those games. And I felt like our chemistry was off, and, you know, off and on all year we've been battling some injuries. You know, he missed a couple of games, the Adrian, so and Sean Prudhomme and Chris Thomas started coming around at the right time. And I think that this team really found in this niche, and this team late in the season is a team that was getting better. And that's a dangerous team when you're able to win some games and you're still getting better. I mean, Tony Nunn has come from a long ways. And, you know, tonight, I don't know his stats or anything, but he got in. He didn't play well last night, but he got in and fought for us tonight. And so you need that person to come in and give you a little boost every night, and especially in these games. And we call on the bench, and I think they answered pretty well.
Coach, what does it mean to be able to go to the tournament and be able to go with your son?
You know, Traylon was recruited by a lot of people. And, you know, he chose to come to Southern University. You know, he came to Southern University to get a chance to play in postseason play. And like him and a lot of other guys, it really shook me pretty hard when I didn't know if they would ever get this chance. We've been fighting for it, and it took us 3 years, and now we got this chance. And so for him to have the opportunity and then get the opportunity, just like Hyder here, for them to get the opportunity is very rewarding, because I feel like that they deserve it. It's not about me. It's for those guys in the locker room that stuck with us. It's for Southern University alumni. It's for all the pain that we've been going through, and now we get a chance to enjoy ourselves a little bit.
Is it anything y'all talked about when he was little, or did y'all ever dream about this day?
No, his daddy probably didn't even know he was going to be coaching at that point. You know, so, you know, as he got older and, you know, he defined his own game. His grandfather probably his biggest critic, because I try to be his coach now. And but at the end of the day, when he go through some things, you know, I try not to overreact. As son, you know better. I try to look at it from a coach perspective. He went through a sputtering point at the free throw line this year. And just like I do all the other ones, I just say, hey, you got to fight through it, come here and get some work. And because you shoot 80%, you know, all of them go through some things, and I try to coach them the same way. But it's very rewarding. Just like all of them are my sons. He called me dad. Y'all hear him say that on the sideline. So the other ones might say it too, dad, where we running. So that's the coach and dad is the same person, and they all know it. So it's very gratifying for this group of guys to be able to have a chance. And Hyder, who probably was the first high school recruit that we ever signed, to come in and have this opportunity.
And Trey, on you, what does it mean to go to the NCAA tournament again with your dad?
Like I said earlier, through all the hard work, you know, I didn't really want to do it as much as for me. I really wanted to get it done for him, because I know what he's been through in the past. You know, I wanted to get it done for my senior, Sebo Hyder, and, you know, Adrian Rogers. I wanted to let them make sure they go off on a good note, how we know we're capable of. You know, for the most part, I wanted it for him more than me. You know.
Coach, how sweet was it for you to know that down the stretch, guys that invested in the program like Traylon and Jared, Sebo, and Adrian, they made those plays down the stretch. How sweet was it for you that those guys made those plays to win the game?
Those guys are the heart and soul of the team. And, you know, I never wavered. I trust those guys all the time. If you ever notice, even when we changed lineups or done something, I'm always going with those guys, because I know those guys kind of know what I'm thinking. And they know what this program is all about, the good and the bad. And they lay it on the line all the time. And these guys, you know, I really trust Sebo more than Trey really understand what I'm thinking a lot of times as well, and can talk through it. And Traylon really understand it. But Sebo has a great feel from a point guard perspective what I'm thinking all the time, and so I trust these guys. If I'm gonna lose the ball game, then most of the time I'm gonna lose within the hands of those 4 guys.
Okay, now this is for the players. Now you guys stuck it out through thick and thin when you could have left because of the APR issues. Your teammates that left, with today's social media, is this the time to say, look at us now?
I mean, it's not like that. It's not like that because, you know, a couple of those players left was for personal reasons and, you know, off the court reasons. So, no, we was not looking at it like that. You know, this is for us. You know, it's for everybody who's in the jersey today. You know, and we got the job done.
Christopher, did you play in that last time the NCAA tournament? Did play in that? Because I know you went through a sickness and what have you. So you did play against Gonzaga?
He was a freshman.
That was my freshman year. I got hurt my sophomore year. So yeah, I went through it. I experienced it. It's a great feeling. Great feeling. That's why it was a must that we could go this year, that we go back.
Thanks. I don't know how often do you speak to them about your own personal NCAA tournament history? I'm not sure if they know that you scored a first-round victory at Northwestern State. What that moment would be like to share with this team, knowing that your son is on the team?
Well, you know, I let the assistant coaches talk about their accolades, and they always talk about me. I just say, it's in the stats, so go back and see it if you won't see anything about me. But, you know, I tell them, you don't get this opportunity often. You don't get a chance to come in here and sit at this podium a lot of times. As you can see, it's a tenth of a second away from being different. And so when you have the ability and you have the team and you have the know-how in the room, you need to seize the moment. And I tell them all the time, it's not yesterday, it's not tomorrow, it's right now. And fortunate enough, these guys understood that, and they seized the moment. They had the leadership within those 4 guys that we've been mentioning, and then the other guys have been following suit. And I felt like that in a 3-game finish, that this team could be the best in the league.
One more question.
Coach, I know that y'all made the title game last year, but how different did it feel this year in the tournament, since last year you knew you wouldn't be able to go to the tournament no matter what happened?
Well, these guys, I think the extra push was there, like he said. I think, you know, we going to compete on the floor, we compete, and we going to compete to win. But I think I can see the difference in our practice and our mindset that, hey, man, we got a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. There was a little bit more focus, and not to mean that they wasn't focused last year, but you can see the extra energy and the extra push through. And so whenever you're motivating guys and you can say you got something at the end of the rainbow, it helps to coach them a little bit.
Coach, do you think y'all should be in the playing game or in the NCAA tournament?
I haven't even thought that far. Wherever they tell us to go, we on our way.
So whether it's Tuesday or Thursday or Friday?
We ready to go. All right, thanks.